Good day and welcome to a totally impromptu session of our Hit the Ground Running series on the YouTube channel, It's the Fast. Today, we've got Lawrence Brock with us. Lawrence is from New Zealand, and he just posted something on the WhatsApp group that made me say, I would love to have a quick and fast conversation about this because it's intriguing, and I think it'll be very valuable for you. So, Lawrence, good day. How are you?
Good morning, Lawrence.
What I saw on the WhatsApp was that you had made some comment about the idea of trust, which is a big subject for all of us. And you had said, there really are three types of trust: calculative, predictive, friendship, relationship trust. And we need to understand that those are three different things. And I thought today, I really like that idea. Could you just give me a definition, what you would say is the first one, the initial one, where we all begin with calculative trust?
Chuck Bevan, in his conversation with you a day or so ago, made a really great point about this, which was you can walk into a restaurant and just know whether or not things are humming in that place, or whether in his words, I think he said, whether you just want to walk out and find somewhere else almost immediately without even talking to him, because there's an atmosphere, and that's about values. So that's about, yeah.
So what you're saying is, you calculate it quickly, and you decide whether or not it's a go or a no-go kind of situation.
Yes, and I think part of what he was describing there is part of the calculative trust calculation, which is, does this person share the same values that I do?
So, when Jason and I were first doing It's Not the Big That Eat the Small, It's the Fast That Eat the Slow, we actually started to begin research into trust and how we can generate trust fast, because people also said, can you quickly gain trust? And we did some fundamental research and came up with a couple of things. I want to go over them with you and see what you think of these things. These are just 5 small things that you can do that generate trust quickly, or if you fail to do them, they actually kill your ability to generate trust. First of all, the research showed, and this is from 2001, I've got the paperwork right in front of me, it showed that we trust those who share our values. So in other words, you gotta demonstrate that you are on the same page. So yeah. Does that sound right to your calculative trust thing, that somehow a demonstration of shared values is important?
Absolutely. But it's also where the listening that we were just talking about comes into play, because it's very difficult to, without listening to someone and picking up on their points, whether or not you in fact do have values that you can genuinely and authentically share. It's not enough just to say it. It has to be real. But you're absolutely right. Shared values is critical to someone trusting you. If I'm talking to a business person, then things like customer support is probably very dear to their heart, because it's part of retaining business for them. And so as a salesperson, it's going to be essential that I understand that.
Yeah, so shared values might be things like, I don't let people down. A reliable business might see that you share that value. I appreciate the investment that my clients make in their business. That's a value they appreciate it too. And it's interesting because I think what you did was you just took what I had as number 5 on the list that Jason and I worked out when we first did the book, and you put that out at first. And I guess that really is the first thing we should do, is we do trust those who listen. Nothing more, we found, nothing more than the act of listening, of showing that you're listening, you don't have to make a comment. You have to just show them that you can keep quiet and you can pay attention, and somehow that sends a magical signal to them that you're probably more trustworthy than that salesperson or that that chatty Kathy at the PTA meeting who just yammer, can't shut up, and never lets you get a word in edgewise. So we trust those who listen. We trust those who share our values. Jason and I also found that it was important, and tell me what you think of this. It's important that we find that people trust those who make us think. Or in other words, if you ask a question that's a good question, people go, okay, you made me think. And because you were willing to make me think, I somehow extend to you a little bit more of that calculation of trust. What do you think of that?
I think this is crucial because as a business person, when I meet new people, I'm constantly thinking, how can this person add value to what I'm doing? How can this person help me? And unless this person is introducing me to new ideas that make sense, so it can't just be random, but if this person is introducing new ideas that causes me to go, oh, I hadn't actually thought of it from that angle before, I could learn something from exploring this further, that increases my trust.
Now, along that same line, it's a great point. Sometimes in any kind of partnership or when we want to get together with somebody, we always say everything's easy. Oh, that's not a problem. Oh, that's not a problem. Oh, that's not a problem. Or we jump to a conclusion. Oh, I know how to solve that. And making people think is taking the time to show that they've got a big headache. And that means that you need to really consider what's the right answer rather than just jumping to, oh, I've been through this 1,000 times. You could say that, it may even be true, but you're going to lose trust and you're going to hurt yourself. The next thing on my list from Jason and my work on It's Not the Big That Eat the Small, It's the Fast That Eat the Slow was we trust those who speak our language. And this was a big thing for us because we found media people loved the jargon of the media and they wanted to go in and bedazzle everybody with their brilliance. And they, as Jason used to say, and they also want to baffle them with the stuff that you spread on the rose garden.
Yeah.
And that means the BS. And what he said was, look, you have to speak the language of business, not the language of the media maven. And that's true, I think, in every business where people love to learn their jargon and throw around acronyms. And that actually reduces trust. It doesn't increase trust because people trust others who speak their language. And I don't mean jargonese. I'm talking about real people talk. What do you think of that?
Oh, this is actually a crucial part of also building great teams is to create a common vocabulary so that when people are choosing to express an opinion, you can cut through the BS and just get to the point as quickly as possible. And it's exactly the same reason why it builds trust in a business setting between people who may never have met each other before, because if you can use the same vocabulary, you can just move that much faster.
Yes, indeed. And I guess what led us into the whole thing of training and developing our skills so that we understood business and the language of business in what we were doing. Last on my list, and this will keep us under 10 minutes, we trust those who are accurate. People expect people who are selling, people who are meeting them to be enthusiastic, even if you're a little bit over the top. But credibility is crucial. And so many people inflate and conflate and massage the truth. And you're far better off, we found, if you want trust, to worry extensively about saying things that are accurate. What do you think?
Yeah, the details always matter for a start. But secondly, even more importantly, at the beginning of any kind of business relationship, I'm on the lookout for anything that smells wrong. And there's nothing that smells wrong more than if I catch you saying something which is contradictory in any way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You see, Chuck talked about the feel that you get when you walk in. It's like it touches your skin. You just talked about smelling it. And these are the things that people don't realize. They think that it's all in this pseudo psychological jargony kind of activity when it's not. It's visceral. Trust, calculative trust, the trust of, can I begin a relationship with this person? Just the beginning. I have a need, you have possibly something, but can I trust you? That's something that's done through the feelings and through the through the instincts, and you have to be careful in that aspect to do all the things that make it work.
There's an old saying that you can always talk yourself out of a deal, and one of the fastest ways of doing that is that the longer you keep talking, the more likely it is that you're going to say something that the other person is going to perceive as being contradictory, and you're going to destroy all the trust and credibility that you think you've created.
I refuse to say another word because that was the perfect. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you for being part of this impromptu session on tactics that help you hit the ground running, calculative trust, and how you can generate a fast trust in people you meet.